Hey guys, for this episode, what I'm just gonna do is just put up my put up my FNAF figures, mostly like the pops here, except for Phil the Cupcake. He's just too damn precious. I'll just move him over here next to Godzilla. I put Godzilla over my side momentarily just to look good in the previous video. But anyways, so to start off, we're gonna start with the big figures. Now the reason why I'm putting them up is just simply because I'm just not collecting them, and well, it's not that I'm not collecting them. It's just they're hard to find on the shelves of like Walmart and Target, and they're so popular. People just purchase, right? They're just that popular. And while it's true that I could wait until they restock again, by the time they restock, more people purchase them. Children. It's a children's thing. Now, the thing is that, well, not a children's thing, but like, you would think something as, I don't want to say scary, but as morbid as FNAF. It apparently children like FNAF, and I blame Markiplier for that personally. But not that I hate Markiplier. I'm just saying that because that a lot of his fans and fan base or whatever just tend to be children. No offense. Most stop moving the camera, please. Most of his fans, and Jacksepticeye's fans too. Let's not forget Jacksepticeye's fans too. They're very hard to find. Now, granted, I have been finding some of the AR stuff for the VR characters, and they're shelf warming. Well, basically what a shelf warmer is basically someone that or a figure or toy or something that is just not popular enough that just sits on the shelf of the store. And so it's basically the wrong FNAF figures are shelf warming, and I want to collect the ones that I like, not all the other characters. So I'm just putting them away. Granted, I've got the ones that I personally like the most, like FNAF, Funtime Foxy, and the other Funtime Foxy from FNAF World. And I was lucky. I was lucky to get Roxanne, Freddy, Glamrock Freddy, and Glamrock Chica. I was not Chica. I was not lucky to get Vanessa, any version of the bonus monsters from that game, or any other game, the VR game, or not Vanessa. I couldn't get Vanessa. I couldn't get Glamrock Montgomery Gator. Sorry, I couldn't get Montgomery Gator. So that was something that was upsetting. And so another problem that I have with the characters is that they either fall apart easily, they can't be these can be posed, okay? These can't. I know they're in poses, but you know how long it took me, and sometimes Jonathan or Grey Wolf, whatever you want to go by, 1 hour per figure to get them in the poses that you see before you. Roxanne was actually the easiest, but the problem with Roxanne, mostly with Chica though, is that the limbs tend to fall off. And the problem, now this is gonna hurt me the most. Problem is that I'm gonna put him up, and then the moment I put him in the box, that microphone is flying out of his hands. They don't lock. The figures or the stuff that go into the hands or whatever, they don't lock into place like you see with the Transformers. With the Transformers, their weapons lock into place. Now, I can't find. I found this in Jonathan's room and it was on the floor. I put it on the shelf so that I can hold on to it and give it back to him when he comes back from school. But yeah. And here's another problem with these figures. They don't look as accurate or whatever. Not, I wouldn't say as accurate, but like there's supposed to be design on his pants or his leg area. It's just not in this actual thing, right? And then another thing is his head sculpt just looks nothing like the figure, or not the figure, the character from the video game. It's too big. It's basically they just took the previous head sculpt and slapped whatever they found. His leg come off. That's another problem. The leg, the limbs, they fall off way too easily. Anyways, another problem, because of the fact that I collected all the Funtime characters, I got an art, right? Which is not a bad problem. I like the idea of like collecting the characters to get a bonus character, or it's a lot cheaper that way. But the problem is that since they're so hard to find, I can't get ahead of the competition. No, seriously. I can only get the head of Scrap Baby. Now, you could argue I could just purchase these figures online. Yes, but there are people called, you know the term shelf warmers. I just taught you a word. Now I'm about to teach you another word. Scalpers or scalpers. I think that's what they're called.
Sculptors.
No, not sculptors. Scalpers. Sorry, that's the word. They'll mass purchase, not just the children purchasing, and the parents purchasing the figures. It's the same problem with Transformers, and I'll get to that in a moment. These people would mass purchase, say, a Funtime Foxy, right?
Wait,
Best Boy.
Do you mean scavengers?
No. I'm not talking about scavengers. Trust me. This is an actual online term. Technically, yes, they're called scavengers. But with scalpers, they mass purchase the same figure over and over again. They'll have like $100, like $500 or $100, and these cost like $10, maybe $15 per figure or whatever, which is not a problem. Price is not a problem, depending on the figure. Maybe, I don't know.
Spared no expense.
Well, it's roughly between. It also depends. Some of them are like $10. Some of them are like, oh, they're on sale now. You can purchase them $5. Anyways, so what they do is they'll stock 50 Funtime Foxies, right? And then these scalpers, what they do is they'll mass purchase all of them from the shelf, and then what they do is they sell them for a ridiculous price online. Bye. And that's another problem. Like, they'll sell them for a ridiculous price online, or what they do is they'll have like a bundle within a reasonable price, like say $20, right? So I understand that, but then there's some people who are like, let's scam them. Let's have one individual figure that you usually get for like $15 roughly, or $10, and then sell it for like $5. Oh, there's like it's not in a box, or it's not complete, or they'll just give you half a figure or just a head, or what they'll try to do is I've heard a story where they purchase like a this is not the exact story. Someone would purchase like a Nightmare Freddy, but then they'll have like limbs or arms or half arms of other figures attached to them. And that's another thing. That's the cool thing. I will admit, that's the cool thing about these figures, is you can reattach limbs. But the problem is that they can get loose, especially with the Glamrock figures. These are very hard to pull out, okay? Baby's already missing an arm. I had to throw her in. But like, however, the leg, tight, right? Ballora is also, here's another thing. Ballora's a bit thin, so I can understand why she lost a limb when I toss her in. Okay? So they're also somewhat fragile. They're not high quality figures. Transformers, this collection of Transformers, I wouldn't say these are high quality, but they're good enough for a collection that they're worth like 10, or not 20, 10. They're worth like the 15 to 20, sometimes 30, if not $50 to purchase the Transformers, because they don't hold back. What's that phrase again?
They spare no expense.
Except for when it comes to Masterpiece. The Masterpiece figures of the Transformers, which is the same, made by the same company, but like bigger and they look better, slightly better. Anyways, what I'm trying to get is that this is worth it. This is only when when things are convenient for you. So yeah, there's that, and I'm taking that out of the shelf. Now I would probably put them back onto the shelf. Probably. If either I complete either A, I complete the collection off screen, which I'll probably do. Or I get better versions of the figures of my favorite characters. And it's just like, and it's kind of saddens me that I'm taking them off the shelf, but like, I just don't want them on the shelf anymore. That, and they're not taking up space anytime soon. I don't see them, like the Master Chief, I understand why Master Chief has not been taking up space anytime soon, just because, that's a different story. A, I can't find the Master Chief because that's popular. B, another thing is that restock has always been a problem when it comes to like these type of figures or Transformers in general. So that's another thing. Now another thing about the bonus limb another thing about like, purchase this you get a limb, purchase this you get the head and the body, purchase this you get the other limbs, whatever. With my personal favorite character, or at least my personal favorite very scary character, right? A, falls apart easily, and B, cannot stand on its own. You literally have the reason why they sell these things is to, well, so that you can display them. You have to place it up against a wall in order to display Nightmare On. And it also, for some reason, this figure, I broke it. I broke the other limb. It's a lot easier to fix and repair these figures, right? As I'll show you right now. But at the same time, when I first gather all 5 pieces of Exodia with this figure, took me and my grandfather to push and nearly break her thumbs to put the figure together. Now the figure is loose and you could just pop off and pop right back on. It took us forever. I think even our grandmother even took a try at it, and embarrassingly neither me or my grandfather got the first couple limbs off. It actually took her to put the She has strong thumbs. Anyways.
Man, I feel kind of upset you didn't come to me for help. I'm somewhat of a puzzle master myself,
Anyways,
you know.
So now these are just going into my room. They're plushies. They're just that. Story about his hat and his nose. The nose was chewed up by one of the dogs of our passage. Anyways, the hat was destroyed because something got spilled on the plushie, and I had to wrap it into like a
You wrapped it in something.
Yeah, I wrapped it into like a pillowcase. That's what it was called. I had to wrap it in a pillowcase and then put it in the wash, and it still got destroyed.
You stuffed animals in pillowcases?
But yeah.
First sign of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Freak.
Now the plushies are even harder to collect though, because like they only make like they used to like mass produce these things, and the kids just love them. So I can see why. I only have the 2 figures. I might get another regular Fredbear to replace this Fredbear. Maybe, I don't know. But he's a hobby blue bear. So yeah. What I'm going to do is pack these up, put it in a little area. I'll keep this adorable thing here on the shelf. Other pops, however, I will keep these pops here. Not too strict on the whole no pops thing. Now, I'll go over this again. This will go into my room. This is basically just a paperweight at this point. It's the Nard mask, but I made it myself. You know, it's made out of clay. I'm surprised it did not burst in the furnace, the kettle. Where?
It's a furnace.
Yeah, furnace. And I'm surprised it did not burst because it was rather thick.
I'm honestly surprised too. Something you made that didn't break.
No, there was a lot of things I made didn't break, like a Slender Man mug, but
someone missed the joke.
No. Someone took that one. Anyways, so yeah, those are going off the shelf. This is going on the shelf somewhere. I can't remember where I'm putting it though. Now this was criticized as a toy. I'm like, okay. So are the other plastic things on the shelf, but like, if you're following with me over here, this angle. But like, this was supposed to be a birthday gift. It was the only figure on the shelf that was less toy-y, less playable, like a little kid would like. But like, but I also noticed it was also like, hey, out of all these dinosaurs, even that weird Lego one, and this one, like out of all the dinosaurs he has on the shelf, this is definitely not a dinosaur I've seen. I may not know the names, like the Mazacosaurus or
Mazacosaurus.
Yeah, I know what a Tyrannosaurus Rex or Tyrannosaurus Rex or a Velociraptor or Godzilla or Hebontosaurus. Or Stegosaurus. Stegosaurus is one of my favorite. Or Triceratops.
You're gonna butcher these names and I'm gonna smack you off camera for it.
A Brachiosaurus. Brachiosaurus was my personal favorite ever since Jurassic Park. Okay.
Yeah, and then they burned it up in Jurassic Park: The Fallen Kingdom.
I will not forgive Fallen Kingdom for that. Anyway, so I'm gonna put this.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that don't forgive Fallen Kingdom, but
There's a lot. There's a lot of
there's a
reasons.
few things. There's a few things I'm willing to forgive.
Anyways,
Leave a
this-
comment down below. What's something you liked about Fallen Kingdom and what's something you hated
I'm
about
gonna
it?
put it in the Pokemon Center, but I'm pretty sure off screen he's gonna. Actually, no, screw that. I'm not gonna put it on the Pokemon Center. I'm gonna put it right over here, and then I'm gonna grip this Godzilla as much as oh god.
KO.
Well, he knocked down my other FNAF figures. That's also another thing. I'll put that right there. There's some other FNAF figures you probably can't see over here. Like little Funtime Freddy here. They're so small and they don't take up much space. And the Funtime figures are the only figures out of this entire collection that I have managed to grasp and get my hands on of these smaller figures. And now looking back, I think this, while it's true that some details of these figures are missing, these are just probably infinitely better than what we got. And that's an odd thing to say, but that's just how life is. Sometimes the smaller the things are, the better they are, or better quality they are.
When life gives you lemons.
Don't make lemonade. I am still looking for a replacement piece for this little chest piece to where it be clear plastic. Unless you don't mind. I mean the clear. There's a lot of fans who were disappointed that this was not clear plastic, because on the box it was clear plastic.
Honestly, I don't mind so much.
I'll still get it regardless. It comes with a crown. Do you want the crown for Grimlock?
I mean, Grimlock's king of the dinosaurs. Yeah, man.
So, anyways, yeah.
That crown gotta represent.
Anyways, he will probably do a video, for next video for on the shelf with the Indominus Rex, for this little dinosaur. Granted, I try to get him other things, but there was just nothing on the shelf that was just as look at this masculine beauty. Okay, his teeth are just like how you doing? He just speaks to me. There were other like velociraptors, but they were more toy than this was. And they made noise, they flashed lights and everything. I was like, no,
it was a good present.
But you said this was too toy versus this, and so I couldn't.
I'm just saying I never said that it was too toyish. I said that it came from the children's toy line.
They're all toys!
No, I mean the Dino Escape toy line.
Okay, yeah, it was Dino Escape, but it was either that or the ones that flash lights and make noise and
most
has a broken tail.
I mean, a lot of these I got from like the Amber collection or the.
I couldn't find
Jurassic
anything.
World collection.
I couldn't find an Amber figure that was something that you didn't have. Okay, correction. You have several Velociraptors, but I didn't want to get you another Velociraptor. It'd be like
I wouldn't have minded like the Jurassic Park, the Lost World Tiger Stripe Amber one.
I wanted to get you something unique and something new. But anyways, next time maybe
just devolving into rambling madness.
Anyways, so I will probably take more stuff off the shelf, off screen, but I wanted to do that on screen, or at least the main figures here on screen, or at least these figures here on screen. What I'll probably do is reorganize everything off screen, but that's all I wanted to say was that the FNAF figures are gone.
The era of Five Nights at Freddy's is dead.
No. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I want something with better quality. There's just I couldn't, and I just couldn't get them. I couldn't, or not that I couldn't get them. I couldn't get them, but like these are just not good.
Well, until he gets better quality figures, the era of Five Nights at Freddy's is dead.
But what I will do is move all these Transformers figures, these Transformers up to the top shelf, because
no one can stop him. He's all the way up.
I'm also taking this poster down. I'll keep this in mind. This is another poster. It's the poster that came from the book. Now what they did was that they sold. What happened was, if I remember correctly, they sold 2 copies of the same book, one with posters and one without. And another problem with that is
poster low-key kind of frightening.
Another problem with that is that you can purchase one book, but it will be a different poster per time per book. So I did not want to purchase books of the same book over and over again.
There's no point purchasing the same book multiple times just to get different.
Scott Cawthon, if you're somehow watching this for some reason, maybe if you're bored, or maybe one of your children, or maybe your wife or someone is watching this, or if Steel Wolves, if you're watching this, and if you're
you already know none of them are going to be watching our videos.
It happens, Stance. Like if they see this thumbnail, like, oh, it's a cool thumbnail, I'm gonna watch this. Okay, or whoever is like, if someone important of the FNAF community watches this video, why was this marketed this way? I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about how they put the posters in. But by the time I already got one of the books, it didn't have, like, if they started releasing these posters or whatever. It doesn't matter. My point is, like, why would you sell the posters, but like, oh, it's different poster but it's like a different poster, like, per copy.
Same book.
Yeah, for the same book per copy or whatever. That's what I've noticed, or at least maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm wrong here, but like or it wouldn't be all the same book, or it wouldn't be all the books have the different posters or whatever. And my point is just like, I want these posters are good. These posters are neat. I like these posters, but I can't just spend my money on the same book just for different poster. It's literally, the problem is y'all need better merch, or we the fandom need better sources for merch or something like that.
We could always use better.
Better is better than quality is better than quantity, and
you could always strive for more.
Sometimes sometimes quality and quantity, when it comes to products, yes, sometimes quantity is better than quality, depending. But
I mean, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying, they strive for more. Strive for better.
Well, in order to strive for more, you gotta have to strive for better. So tip of the hat, y'all. See ya soon. Please leave a like. Comment down if you agree with me. Comment down below if you disagree with me. Comment down below if you think.
Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell.
I'm not done yet.
You won't be
comment
able to
down
miss a beat.
if
you're on the
your thoughts about me putting away my figures, if I should or should not. I know I'm not gonna listen to you regardless, but you're probably gonna complain. But that being said, see y'all soon. Fuzz of the hair. Bye bye.
Alright, so that was episode cringe.